Hi everyone, Keith Arkmark Farms. Today I'm going to take you around and show you what it's like to have failures on the farm and talk about how to actually find ways to prevent them in the future. And also, it's okay to fail. This is how we learn. This is what market gardening is all about, to push everything to the limit, so you have to expect failures to happen. So let me show you. Now, to start off, most people that make videos and content really don't like to talk about failures on their farm. Instead, they want to show you all the pretty pictures. Hey, this is the greatest thing in the world. Let me tell you, it's a lot of work and it takes a lot of time to learn. The biggest thing is learning this stuff, you do it over a whole year's time period because things change throughout the season. Things change between season to season. So realistically, it takes a good 5 to 10 years to actually get really good at this, and especially when you're trying to push things to the extreme like we do with market gardening, to where we actually produce a consistent supply of a crop all year. You got to remember, big farmers that do field blocks of stuff, they plan out one planting, take it all to wholesale, get rid of it. They're not trying to fight the season, grow amounts of produce every single week. They're just looking for one good shot, one good go, and then they're done with it. That's easy. This is much more difficult. You can kind of see behind me here, which I'll turn you around here in a second, a little bit bright, but almost this whole entire row got completely zapped. There's a couple really good reasons for that, which we'll get to here in a second. And I know what they are because I've been trained to actually look and examine to find out what the actual root cause of the issue is. Now again, this is all part of the learning process. You're going to have failures as you're actually farming when you're starting out, because if you don't, then you're not pushing hard enough. These are how you learn, and this is the best way to actually learn when you're producing produce and actually learn to be a better farmer this way. So here's an example of a very nice failure. Everything out here got really burnt by the cold temperatures. Almost this whole entire bed has to be completely replanted. So years ago, in a past life, we had to take training every year through the National Institute of Standard and Technology. One of the years, I can't remember if it was a whole day or half day, we did a whole entire module on root cause analysis. Basically, finding out why things went bad and then trying to find the root cause of it. What it really boils down to is the 4 whys. So you've got to find out why something happened, why that caused that to happen, and then why that caused that to happen. You get down 4, you can go deeper, but usually by the 4th one, you know exactly where it happened, and that way you can make corrections in the future to basically not repeat the same process. So let's start with this bed behind me. Why did they die? Well, I can tell you right now, we planted out too early because we were really trying to push the season this year, and they weren't hardened off. And there was another issue as well where they got really leggy. So now you have to ask yourself, why did they get leggy? Well, they got leggy because I moved them up to this top rack. Why did I move them up to this top rack? Because I planted them too early. Why did I plant them too early? It's because I was using a new seed time app this year and I really didn't focus in on my actual plant dates versus what it supplied for me automatically. So that takes you through those whys. So I planted them in the field too early because they got too leggy, because I moved them up to this top rack that only have 3 lights on it, because I planted too early down here because I'm using a new app and I didn't double check my process. Had another tray which I've just given up on because they're just as leggy and it's not even worth planting out. So I know why all this happened. It's because originally I used a plant date that wasn't correct. I should have known better. I should have caught myself, but I didn't double check my work. Instead, I just went through the process step by step by step, and it slowly snowballed up to basically what I have here is newly planted trays, which I'm going to have to regrow, replant, and then take out to the field. The only great thing is I'm not pushing the season as hard now. So these guys, after they pop up, will go over to the propagation house and be outside. That's a very good thing, because growing in here, they get a little bit of a shock to the field. We always cover everything. Sometimes we double cover. That stuff out in the field, I had 2 layers of frost fabric on them. Didn't help, got down to 27 degrees 2 days after I planted them. They never hardened off. They were leggy to begin with. Some of them might come back, maybe. A lot of them lost a grow node on them, so those are pretty much toast. But that's just a good example of why things happen, how they happen, and then, you know, what we do afterwards. Now, this is not the only incident I've had this year. Of course, the Swiss chard and collards, they're toast, not even gonna play with them. The raspberries I started, same thing. They got put up on the top rack. Why? Because I didn't have room down here. Why? Because they were going to get too big too quickly. So then they got moved up here. They didn't get watered. Why? Because I moved them up there. I mean, it's just, you have to trace through all the steps to figure it out. In all actuality, I should have planted these earlier, kept them in a cold area outside, let the roots form on them. Then when it came time to actually start to sprout them, then bring them in here. They were just starting to put roots off, but they got up top, they got neglected. So you really have to think of all this stuff when you're actually farming. I mean, you really have to remember that this is an actual business that you're trying to succeed at. So you don't want to keep failing over and over again, because it really discourages you more than anything. You have to have a plan, you have to follow it, and you have to continue to follow it each and every season, but adjust through the season because they're all different. So I hope this really helps everybody. It is okay to have crop failures like this or other failures. I've had water main breaks. I've just about done everything wrong possible, but that is how I've learned to do this as well as I have. If you never have any failures on your farm, you're never going to learn anything on your farm, because you're playing it too safe, and more than anything, it's going to happen no matter what. I ducked into the shadow there. So I hope this helps everybody. I really wanted to explain that not everything's perfect on your farm. It's not going to run perfectly every day. You live, you learn, you get over it, and more importantly, just plant more and just keep going. So hope you all liked what you saw today. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, don't forget Market Garden Farm School, Arkenberg Farms Digital Tool and Trading, all the cool stuff, site openers, arkenbergfarms.com, scroll down to the bottom. It's also linked to this video too. Go check it out. Great way to support what we do here on the farm and the content we make. So as always, thank y'all. Have a good day.